Life unscripted from prep to play. Pull up a chair.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. As always, I'm your home cook, Chef Montgomery. I'm glad you returned. Today, we're going to work on a Cajun jambalaya dish. I'm really excited about this one. I'm working on a Cajun murder mystery dinner theater, and this may or may not be included on that dinner, but it'll give you an idea of how to just make a Cajun dish at home. So I have a chicken breast in the refrigerator at the moment. We'll bring that out. It's a little warmer here in the kitchen today. I have some andouille sausage. I have some parsley day-old rice, which I cooked a day ago, put it in the refrigerator, broke it all up a little while ago. That way I don't have to worry about it. It's cooked already. We've got our vegetables. My area is clean. I've washed my hands. They're all nice and clean. I have my sharp knives. So I'm going to take my knife. And what we're going to do is today we're going to cut everything up. The chicken will be the last thing. That way we don't have to worry about cross-contamination on our cutting board. So with that being said, I have a bowl over here. And we're going to start off with a couple sticks of celery. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to trim these up into smaller pieces and then break them down. Now, the celery is going to give it a lot of extra flavor. What I'm doing here is I'm just going straight down the center of the stalk. Trying to find a spot there. And then I'm going to trim it down. And this is going to, when we do up the vegetables and everything in our dish, this will break down, and you can let it stew as long as you want. If you want softer celery, I prefer crunchy. Chris said she thought it was a little too crunchy for her, so today we'll just let it soak a little bit. And when I say soak, when we get to a point that we're cooking all this together, we're going to add some chicken broth to add to it to help with flavor. So just chop these up real quick here. What I'm doing is I'm prepping everything. It's my mise en place. I'm getting all my cutting and everything out of the way before I start cooking anything. If you get this all out of the way at first when you start up, you're better off. Your dish is going to cook a lot faster. This is what takes the longest. Most people hate doing the prep for your meal and everything. Again, with your knife, always push your food forward. Solid strokes in there. All right. My celery is cut. I'm going to put that in a bowl here. Okay. There's that. I've got a green pepper. I have a green pepper here. Let's move some stuff around here. And I don't need a whole lot of green pepper for this dish. Again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to core out some of the center here just a little. All right. And then, just like before, we've done this with the mise en place, and when we've cut up green peppers, we're going to do slices first. Always be aware where your knife is and your fingers are. All the vegetables, always remember when you get them home, wash them. Make sure they're clean. Get all the chemicals or whatever from the grocery store or from them being shipped to the store. Always wash them. Rinse them off really good. And remember, you're cooking at home. Unless you're an actual chef, don't worry so much about your cuts. Just make sure you've got them small and they're cut up and ready to go. Get this in here. All right. Now, I've got some green onions too. What I did is green onions always have like a filmy layer on the very first. So I usually pull the first stalk off just so that that little film is gone. And again, I'm cutting these real thin. Little medallions here. Some will roll off your cutting board, but all you'll do is you'll just pick them back up, put them in your bowl. Now, the green onion is going to add a lot of good flavor to it as well. We're going to go all the way down this entire stalk. I don't want too big pieces of the vegetables in here, so I want to make sure they're semi-thin. And all of these, again, when you cut these up, they can all go in one bowl, because that way when you get ready to cook them, you just take the one bowl, you're saving yourself all the extra, and you're putting it right in there. I love the smell of fresh green onions. They just smell amazing. Yes, I like to smell things as I go along. That's part of the enjoyment of cooking, is smelling things. Now, while I'm here, I've also got some parsley. And I'm going to go ahead and chop up my parsley. Now, I did take some of the larger stems off of here because I don't need big stems. The parsley will render down as you start cooking with it. If you can find fresh parsley, great. I got mine the other day. I've had it in the fridge overnight. I revived it a little bit with some fresh, cool water here just a little bit ago. What I'm trying to do here is just cut up some of these bigger pieces. You don't want a salad in your meal. Okay. Couple little stems there. All right. Put that separately because I'm not going to add this right away. All right. I have an onion. Now my onion, like we've done before, I'm only going to need half my onion. So we're going to cut this guy in half. Set this to the side. And we're going to cut his top off. Take off that outer layer for that skin. Okay. And I'm going to cut the end off right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut into my onion thin slices here. I'm not cutting all the way through the onion. Chris, if you'd like to show here, I'll show them. On the onion here, I'm just slicing through to almost to the back, but not quite. Thin lines. And again, this is because when I cross-section this, it's already going to give me my diced onion. I'll show you that here in just a second as I cut through here. Okay. So all the onion I need. So as I break up the onion, you'll see it's all smaller sections now. So I'm going to break that up. Okay. Now I'm going to put that in with my other vegetables here. See, if we're having to do your mise en place, is still moving along here pretty good. I'm going to do a quick rinse here on my cutting board. Give me just a second. Dry that off real quick. All right, I also have some garlic. What I'm going to do with my garlic here is you can't have a Cajun dish if you don't have garlic. Of course, if you don't like garlic, don't add it. And I'll break up a few cloves here. Get that outer skin off. And again, all it is just the outer skin at the moment, because we still have another layer to take off. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the garlic clove, put it under the knife, and I'm going to smash it. I'm going to do that to all of them. What I'm doing here is releasing it, getting some of that outer skin off.
Can you use a garlic press for that?
Sure, you can use a garlic press. Yep, squeezes it right out. Does a great job at it. Okay. Take this out. Take this off to the side. Take this off. Yep, but you still have to get the outer skin off of it. You don't want the crunchy outer shell on here. This one here still needs a little more. There we go. Get this outer shell. There we go. All right. Now what I'm going to do is mince this up. And again, like Chris just mentioned, yeah, you can use a garlic press. Just put it in there and squeeze it through. You can buy jarred garlic if you want. I prefer fresh. You can buy, with the jarred garlic, they usually have like roasted garlics and different flavors that you can get for them. So there's lots of different things you can try. But I prefer just breaking it up and mincing it. It's a lot of fun. Okay, let's use my bigger knife here. And they're kind of big pieces, so I want to mince them up just a little bit smaller. Nobody wants a big chunk of garlic when they're eating. There we go. I'm going to put that in another bowl over here. Guess we'll add that in just a little bit. Okay, let me rinse this off and my hand off real quick. Get that garlic off them real fast. All right. All right, we're getting all our goodness set up here. So let's move some of this out of the way real quick. Next, what we're going to do is, I have my smoked andouille sausage. And I'm going to slice this up. Now, it's already cooked. So all I got to do is cut the medallions, slice them up. You can go as thin or as thick as you want. I like them kind of thin. They'll cook faster in the pan for you. And then we're going to, after this, then we're going to do fillet of chicken breast. Cube that up, and we're going to add that and cook that up next. Okay. And then, of course, you have to sample. Make sure it tastes good. That's got a lot of good, great flavors. So we're going to continue on down this path real fast. Make sure when you're doing this, your kitchen is well lit. Don't do it if it's dimly lit. You know, turn on some extra lights. Make sure you can see what you're doing as the sausage rolls away there. All right. Now we got our sausage cut. All right, so tons of our prep is already done. Next thing we got to do is Chris, could you hand me the chicken breasts, please? In the refrigerator. Thank you. All right, so you'll notice I just did the vegetables on here. I did the andouille sausage. I'm saving the chicken, which has more possibilities of cross-contamination, for the last thing that I'm doing on here. All right, what I'm going to do is just kind of go through here, and I'm just going to slice off some of the fat, pull off any of the exterior skin that's maybe lingering on here. We don't need that either. So you could just trim this all off at home. Okay. All right. Now, like we've done before in the past, we're going to cut down the center. So we have one large chicken breast, and we're about to make this into 2 halves. Remember, just put your hand on the top. The knife should be nice and sharp and just slide right through there, just like that. It'll go right through all the way to the end. Boom. Now we have 2 halves. Ta-da! 2 chicken halves. Now, we're going to do this up. Just going to slice through this and cube it. I'm going to take some of the longer pieces here next. Oh, look there. They missed a chicken bone. Good thing I saw that, huh? So apparently cutting your own chicken is a good thing. You make sure that you're not missing those little things that they missed at the butcher or the grocery store. Don't want to serve someone up bone. No, no, no. So again, I'm just going to cube a few of these up for our protein. Turn these around. Get my cube slice. Again, always be aware of where your knife is. You know, protect the digits. Make sure they're safe. All right. Now, our chicken's prepped. I'm going to wash my hands real quick. Use my little finger here. And I'm going to turn on my skillet. I'm done with my knife, so I'm placing the knife on the side of the sink, Chris. And I'm going to wash my hands real quick. Give me a second. Anytime you're in the kitchen and you're doing this, make sure you wash your hands. Get in between. Make sure the nails, the fingernails, underside, everything is nice and clean, that you take the time to clean your hands. Sanitation is very important when you're cooking. Even at home, be safe. All right. So my pan's heating up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of oil to the pan. Let's let that warm up just a little bit more. Chris, could you also hand me the butter in the refrigerator there, please? So what I'm going to do is, as this heats up, I'm going to add a little bit of oil and butter to it. Thank you. Just a little bit of oil. The pan will be nice and hot, but I don't want the food wants to be difficult there, apparently. I'm going to add some butter to it as well. Let's mix these around. At home, remember, you'll have your vent on. And also, depending on your butter, the kind that you get, the better quality butter that you have, it won't smoke as much. The viscosity levels will change. So I'm going to take this. I'll put my chicken in here. Put this over here by the sink again. Wash my hands again, because I touched the protein there, the chicken. I don't want to touch other items and get cross-contamination. Now, what I'm going to do is just stir this. All I want to do is brown the chicken. So I'm going to spread this out in the pan. Okay? But you can tell I'm not a professional chef. I keep walking away over the other areas to get things. Most of them have it already there or somebody standing there. So what I'm going to do now is while the chicken is in here and it's cooking, I'm going to add some black pepper. I'm going to season up this chicken as we go. I'm going to add some garlic powder. Where's some Cajun seasonings? Now I'm using Louisiana original Cajun seasoning. You can use Slacker Mama. There's tons of different seasonings out there. Use what you like for your seasonings. I found that one works pretty good for this. And I'm just going to keep stirring things around here.
Smell that. Woo!
I had a little smoked paprika. And again, what I'm doing is I'm just browning up this chicken. And that's going to take a moment. What I'm going to do with it, bless you. Yeah, all the peppers and everything flying through the air here. We're going to leave everything. We're going to use the same skillet for everything. So as we brown this up, we're going to let it all sit. We'll take this chicken out. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put in the andouille sausage and work from there with all the other seasonings and the garlic and everything and start working those together. And then we'll add back in the chicken afterwards after everything is done. Now, what I'm looking for as I do the chicken, as I'm looking to make sure that it's done. Okay? One of the ways that you can tell is everything should be brown when it gets to there. You should see no pink or a light fleshy color at all. So that's what you're going to be looking for. If you have a thermometer, you can also sample a couple pieces of the chicken and stick the thermometer in them and check the temperature. Should be about 165. What this is doing is it's cooking and it's browning. Is on the bottom of the skillet. It's leaving, let me move this over. You'll see that there's the cooked residue from the food. We're leaving that. All that goodness is going to get mixed into it and add flavor. Are you good over there? Excuse Chris, she needs to get a drink. I think all the peppers got to her. Okay, I'm just looking here real quick. This looks like it's done. Nice brown flavors. Like Chef Andouille used to say, brown food tastes good. I miss her. She was amazing. I loved watching her shows. Okay, I'm going to turn this heat down. I'm going to remove the chicken. And again, I'm cooking on the induction. I know a lot of people don't like it. Some people love it. I like it for when I'm cooking here on the show with some, because it heats up and cools down very quickly. I don't have to pull it off of a stove. I can just turn it down. On an electric stove, it takes a long time for it to cool down. This is just a whole lot faster. So again, I'm taking all this out. Okay. All right. So here's our chicken. That's what that looks like right there. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. I want to sample that, but I won't yet. All right. Now, I'm going to put my andouille sausage in. Set that to the side. I'm going to turn the heat back up. I'm going to add just a little bit of oil back into the pan. Now, again, the sausage is already cooked. So the thing I want to do is I just want to start to get it brown. The sausage is going to release flavors into the skillet as we brown this up and we cook everything. I just want to spread it all out and make sure that everything's going to be cooked evenly. I have a large skillet. You can use a stainless steel pan at home. You can use whatever. If you are using a stainless steel pan, make sure you're using a wooden spoon, something silicone or something of that nature. Don't use steel on steel. You'll start scraping your pans and everything. We don't want to do that. Okay. So again, some of these are already turning brown. That's one of the nice things again about the induction is it heats up very quickly. And all I'm trying to do is just get this browned up a little bit. All right, at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my garlic. Stir this around. Nice. The garlics are just releasing all their aromas in here. That smells good. Oh boy. Smell-o-vision, folks. Smell-o-vision. Now, we don't want the garlic to burn, so we're moving it around. And I just want to put it in here for just a few moments so that it gets to release its aromatics. Turn the heat down here just a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all those veggies that we did. The green peppers, the onion, the celery. And I'm going to start stirring these up. Look at the beautiful colors in here that you can see. All the greens, it just... You're going to wish that you were here. All right. So, now what I'm going to do is I have some chicken broth. So I'm going to add some chicken broth to this now. It's going to steam. And I want to stir this in. What the chicken broth is going to do is it's going to add flavor to it as well. It's going to help turn this into a little bit more, or a little softer. It releases all of the lovely little bits on the bottom of the skillet. Now I'm going to spread this back out into the skillet here so it has time to work. Again, I want to kind of let the garlic, the celery and everything stew for a moment as I do this. Put this off to the side. I'm going to add some Worcestershire sauce now. Let's get some of that flavor in there. We're going to add a little bit more after we add the rice. And again, I like my vegetables a little crunchier. You can put a lid on this as you go and let it simmer and stew for a while. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rice and I'm going to incorporate my rice from earlier in here. See how we're building all these different profiles in here? Now we just mix this all up. There goes the little soldier jumped out of the pan. Turn this back up, get some of the heat going again. A couple of them jumping out of the pan there. Yeah. They won't get far, folks. Don't worry. All right, I turned the heat back up on this. I don't want to add these other ingredients quite yet. I am going to put in just a little bit of MSG. There you go, Uncle Roger. That's for you. A little MSG in there. If you happen to be watching this. Those of you who know who Uncle Roger is on YouTube, on the cooking channels, you know. Those of you that don't know, you should go look him up. He's pretty funny. Great cook. A lot of fun to watch. All right. At this point, I'm going to add back in my chicken. Woo! Look at that color. Now I'm going to throw in my parsley on top. I'm not going to use all that. That's quite a bit. Let's get this stirred in. Now, for these dishes, some individuals like to let it burn just a little bit on the bottom as the rice cooks, because then when you scrape it, you get all the extra flavors out of that. So that's completely up to you. I'm going to add just a little more chicken broth to this. That chicken broth will incorporate very quickly back into the dish. Spread this back out. Okay. A little more Worcestershire. If you've never used Worcestershire sauce before, oh, give it a try. Oh my gosh. Just wonderful flavors. So again, we have andouille sausage. We have chicken, celery, green onion, garlic, green pepper. What am I missing? I think that's all the parsley. All the good stuff. I'm going to turn this down. Let's taste it now. And yes, right out of the pan, it's going to be what?
Hot.
Hot. Those of you that watched the last episode that we made, we put it in the bowl and right into the mouth, and woo, big surprise. It was hot. Oh, wow. That is good. That is really good. I'm going to turn that off. Let's get all this lovely off the bottom. Incorporate that in. And again, the induction, once you turn that off, that heat just stops right now. Oh, you know what I forgot? My Louisiana hot sauce. I had to run home a couple times before we started recording today because I forgot the garlic. I forgot the Worcestershire. Chris had to run home. We forgot the headphones. I mean, here in the kitchen, we've got lights, 2 cameras, 2 monitor systems, tons of stuff sitting here that we use. So it's kind of hard to remember everything. I'm going to hang on to that spoon.
Maybe we need a checklist.
I know. Yeah. Just when you think you have everything, ta-da, you know. Chris, we'd like to come on over here. Come on around there. And again, we are at
the center.
I'm going to step over and you can point up there and tell them where it's at.
At the center, 9 East Front Street. You can contact us at 734-4335. And you can actually rent this wonderful kitchen and the dining room. So otherwise, just come check us out here. There's a lot going on.
That's right. That's Mount Morris, Illinois. So I'll put that right there. A little bit of everything. I get a piece of chicken, all that. All right, let me get some in there. Oh, well, so much for the hearty. Well, that must have been good. Celery. Everything is in there really well. Oh, that has tons of flavor.
Very good there.
Again, the celery's a little crunchy, so you can put a lid on this, turn it down on low, add a little more chicken broth to it if you want. Let that simmer and take that crunch out. I enjoy the crunch myself. That was a hot bite. Again, add as much heat as you want. The Louisiana hot sauce, I think, would have added a little extra more heat, but there is heat in this.
Oh, yeah, there is. And you could probably just put it on top and mix it in after after you
Oh, yeah.
it out.
Yes, very easy. Again, a lot of prep, quick cook, a lot of yield. Again, why don't you put the camera down here and we'll show them. Look at this. I mean, it's an entire skillet, and we didn't use that much. That's a cup of rice through the rice cooker, and I let that cook overnight, or I let it cook, not overnight, and then I put it in the refrigerator overnight, so it's day-old rice. That way it cooked up very quickly. Within this, you add the chicken broth and everything to it. The rice sucks up all those flavors and all the juice. Just amazing. So I think, gosh, it's been a very busy day. We have a lot of things going on. So again, we want to thank Melissa Rojas and the center, which is right there, for everything. Thank you, Chris, for, as always, being my camera person and audio over there. Quick, easy dish, nice Cajun meal. Lots of heat, lots of spice. Again, you can find us right down here at our website, www.lifeunscriptedmedia.com. You can find our Facebook page under Our Podcast with Morgan and Chris. We're on Spotify with our other podcast show, Life Unscripted with Morgan and Chris. We are currently over a year in. So that's it. So from me to you, thank you, everyone, very much. We appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great rest of your week. Bye now.
Pull up a chair, don't be late. Hands are clean.